We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest eventer of all time.
Good news for the sport. Welcome to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and it is Canada Day.
It's Canada Day.
It's not Canada Day, but it's going to be
Canada
Canada
Day.
Yes.
We're going to make it Canada Day.
Yes, we have Dana Cooke and Colleen Loach on.
We do. It's going to be exciting. John, what have you been up to? Because I know you just got finished complaining about having to run Rocking Horse and Ocala just because they're back to back. So you've had a lot of horses going. What's been going on with you?
I actually didn't even run Rocking Horse. I was just complaining.
Well, there you go. That's normal for you.
This is such a busy time of year for me.
But it's, when you said that, I had to reflect that we were begging for these kind of things, years ago, and here they are. We're just, it's packed. We have World Equestrian Center running. We have hits going. We have all these events going on. I've been running everywhere. I've had a pony showing at hits.
You said you were at hits at 6:45 in the morning?
Yes, I get there at 6, feed the pony, get it out, go put it into the rings before the kid. There's a 14-year-old kid named Diego riding it.
Right.
You got to get there every morning, get the ponies in the ring, because the ponies are spooky.
Yeah.
They spook at flowers.
Because they're like little horses.
They're like little horses.
Right.
So it's been early morning rises, but we can't complain. We got WEC this week, coming week. I've got dressage. What do you got coming up?
I don't even
this
know.
coming week. Anything?
I've got one going to Three Lakes, actually.
Okay. And you just went to Ocala, and I saw that you cleaned up.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good weekend. They had great footing. They put a lot of effort into that.
So what has changed about the footing? Are they watering a lot?
Well, so they put in irrigation lines out to the back of the property.
I did see that.
So they've got a water cannon out by the dunes. You know where that is? Sort of out in the back. And
no, I don't know where the dunes are.
I was saying it more for the show, Rick.
Okay.
Well,
This
is actually a show.
Yeah, but I know where the dunes are. You can ask them if they know where the dunes are.
So you go out fairly far back to the dunes, and then beyond that, they actually have another water cannon, like a permanent one, in by where the coffin is for the intermediate, preliminary.
The coffin that's on the back side?
Yeah, what I call the big coffin.
Right. Next to there's the X ditch.
Yep, next to the X ditch. So there's a water cannon there.
X ditch.
And then the nice thing is, at both of those spots, there's also attachment spigots for the K line to hook up.
What's the K line?
That's that black hose with the pods.
Okay, so they just all hook in.
Yeah.
Oh, and the pods run out.
And then they pull them with a golf cart, put them where they want, and they can water the whole track. So the whole track got watered. The park aerated with a cutter. Mm-hmm. The whole cross-country course, like in the weeks leading up to the event, they really did an incredible job. And then the nice thing is, like, a lot of times events will put in that effort before the event, but when you have an event that starts Thursday and you have cross-country running Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sometimes by Sunday it's like, okay, it's not so good now. Mm-hmm. But every night after cross-country, Jay and Tommy were out there pulling the lines around, getting the water on the course, and yeah, it was good.
Well, I do know, we were involved years and years ago before the horse park was ever there, Darren Chacha.
Yep.
Years ago with Carol Dover. But I did see something that has just been put in that's going back. They have this whole new plan done for the park.
Right.
It was pretty, I saw it years ago in 2000 when it was a $57 million facility they wanted to build. It looks like they're going back to an original look of the
I just hope they don't take any more away from the cross country.
I agree. I think they were doing the regular compound. I don't know, but I just saw something somewhere. Now, the governor's got to approve the funding and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. I just know every time they get, just my only concern is every time that they
don't
get
encroach on the
they
cross
just
country.
Keep inching in a little more. Like those new barns they put in encroached on the course a little bit. And
does that property go anywhere? Where you come in on the old entrance?
Yeah.
In the woods, that if you're coming in on the left?
I think there's a little bit in the woods, but not a lot.
Not much. We have, we only got 500 acres of the greenway for that. So, and that's all between those two roads, right?
Right. It's a big piece of property, and it's a good plan. I just think they just need to make sure they have an idea of where they're going to go with it.
We kind of segue, but good for Jay and the guys for keeping the footing going, because that's really important.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
Tell us about who all you had there for you.
So I had Just My Style in the intermediate.
I saw you did
He was great.
AI.
Yeah, he was super.
Good.
I had the last rail down. I jumped in. You had to go like forward 8 or steady 9, and I'm like, oh, this is a big stride horse.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it. So I landed, and I softened the rein like I tell everybody, and I moved up, and I'm like 1, 2, 3. I don't know if we're gonna get there. 4, 5. Oh, come on, we can do it. 6, and I'm like, oh God, this isn't gonna happen. And I pulled as hard as I could and buried poor Polo.
Oh.
And he jumped up and tried his heart out, but we had the back rail down. So that was too bad. But he was super. He really tried his guts out. And
you had a good dressage. I saw that. He always puts in a good dressage.
Yeah, he had a good test, and then he was really good cross country, and it was enough to do on the course, I thought. So it was a good run for him.
And your 2 young ones?
Well, and then actually I had Ava Weed's horse,
I saw
Bon
that
Air,
too.
and that is an awesome horse, and I'm excited for Ava to get back in the saddle. She got hit in the face by a horse at work and broke her nose
Really?
and got knocked out cold, and so she just had surgery to repair all of that. And she should be back in the saddle in a month or so. But in the meantime, I get to ride a really nice horse.
Yeah, I did see that. That was cool. You did well on that one.
Yeah, and then the young horses were good. The little chestnut mare only bolted at like half the jumps, so that was cool. And then the big French horse that I have, he was really good, and he only bucked and kicked out like 3 or 4 times around the course. So that was
that
a big
Equibrews
improvement.
kicking in.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Halfway.
awesome. They're feeling great. They're getting trained slowly.
Right.
So yeah, no, it was good.
Well, good.
It was very good.
Well, excellent. Well, I do know that I follow when you're at places and make sure that you're doing well.
Thank
So
you. You're a good friend.
I did forget it was your birthday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I don't
February
tell anybody.
18th.
That's right. Saturday.
You turned 57.
It was no 46. It was funny though. I'm at the
46.
start box.
I got
I'm at the start box, and you know you get nervous as you're getting ready at any level. But I'm getting ready to go like first intermediate of the season on these horses, and they're, new enough to the level, and I don't know the mare of Ava's
Right.
well at all.
Right,
and
right.
Polo is sort of, he's a very good horse, but he also can go out and make me work quite hard.
Right.
And so the start box said to me, "Oh, happy birthday, and isn't this just the best way to spend your birthday?" and what I said was, "Yes, I am so lucky I get to do this. It's a beautiful day, and I get to go run
You
cross
did the
country. I
right
ride nice horses."
response.
But what I thought, I'm just going to tell the world here, what I thought to myself was, I don't know. I think maybe I'd rather be at home watching TV.
Sure.
Sitting on the couch eating cake.
I agree with you. I mean, but you made the best of it.
That was great. Once I got out of course, I'm like, you know what? This is the best way to
You were
spend your
good.
birthday. It was awesome. So it was really good.
Well, I do know that I'm on a committee. I know we talked about the FEI, all the stuff going on with that. We had good shows with that. We got good responses. I think that was good for us to give information. The USEA has taken on the ERNA.
Right.
So that's the Event Riders Association of North America, which has condensed itself into what the Professional Council used to be on the
pro,
USE.
right.
Correct.
Right.
So we are now underneath that umbrella, and Lauren Nicholson is taking over as president for, or chair for Shannon Lilly.
Yep.
But they came up with all these cool things that I've been seeing on WhatsApp. And I haven't been able to do one yet, but they're doing small clips of like how to go to the warm up, how to get your packet.
Can I interrupt really quickly?
Sure.
So Lauren's recording these at the event. I'm watching her record them.
Right.
And so first starts out, I'm trying to distract her. Right. I'm like making faces, and she is stone cold.
Right.
Right. She does not get distracted. So then she comes up to me as I'm warming up on one of the novice horses and says, "We're trying to show what not to do in the warm up. Could you and I accidentally run into each other?" And I said, "Sure." She's like, just look down at your horse's head and we'll just accidentally run into each other. And I said, "Yeah, no problem." And then I ran into some poor girl immediately. And I'm like, I hope you got that on tape because it was perfect. No, they missed it. But then Lauren and I ran into each other. It was great.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's a good point. But you got to see what we are starting to put together, right? Even down to, and I thought of the video that I was going to do, and I can get Briggs to help me. It's like even going on to your dashboard to get the FEI entry done on the dashboard, right? A lot of us forget to do that.
Yep.
My suggestion, just anybody, even because we have 1-star people that don't know, what's going on, and even 2-star, 3-star people that forget. When I do my entries at the beginning of the season, I just go ahead and do all the FEI entries.
Just do them all.
Do them all. Get them all done. And if you don't go, just go back and post it out, right? But so those are really neat clips that they're starting to do to help out. I know that we all see volunteers. Thank you, volunteers, for volunteering.
Absolutely.
That do cross-country starts and show jump starts. And The only thing I can say is sometimes things don't go the way you think. You try to help.
Right.
And that doesn't always work
Sometimes,
out well.
Rick, I'm just going to finish this segment with this. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
No,
I'm just saying that's all I'm going to say.
I looked at you and I said...
No, it's just as what, it's not what you say.
I'm going to finish this. I'm going to wrap it up
we're getting wrapped.
as soon as I get to say this. I said, what just happened? We're in the cross-country rocking horse. And you said, I don't know.
I know, but that's not as funny. So let's just say...
Thanks.
It's
Let's
how
move
you
on.
say it.
We're going to go to a break, and then we're going to come back with some Canadians.
Want to advertise on the John and Rick Show? Contact John at 352-875-8622.
Or call Rick at 850-879-2649.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Hey, it's John here. I just want to let you guys know I got back from schooling at Magnolia Sands Farm here in Ocala, Florida. Their cross-country field is perfectly suited for a first outing on a young horse or schooling your upper-level horse. Magnolia Sands offers over 110 jumps ranging from starter to intermediate, plus multiple banks, ditches, and waters. They're constantly updating their courses and have even added new ditches and a starter ditch wall. Conveniently located in Northeast Ocala, Magnolia Sands has made it easy for riders and trainers with online waivers, Venmo, and PayPal, and even offer a golf cart for guests. MagnoliaSandsFarm.com. Dusty Rose Farm, a beautiful and newly renovated 25-acre farm, is offering long-term or seasonal rent, dry stalls, and layover. Located in Anthony, Florida, it's just 30 minutes to both Weck and Hits, 15 minutes to Majestic Oaks, 35 minutes to the Florida Horse Park. 38 stalls available for rent in 2 barns that have all the amenities. Large stalls with new mats and automatic waters. Plenty of turnout, a half-mile irrigated track, 300 by 300 natural sand arena with a full jump course and dressage court. Loads of parking with 2 full RV hookups. Call or text for rates to book your stay in sunny and warm Ocala, Florida. 636-751-1200.
Welcome to the John and Rick Show. We are here with Dana Cooke, and this is brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. It's Canada Day, we said.
Yeah. It's
so
Canada
we have
Day in
Dana
February.
Cooke here. We have Colleen Loach in the
Studio audience.
Yes,
yes.
And we have James here.
My husband.
Yep.
Is James Canadian?
He is not.
Right, I didn't think so.
No, he's
I
American.
knew there was something right about him.
Is he from Mars?
I'm from New York.
That's like
kind
Mars.
of like Mars.
Yeah.
So Dana, tell us about yourself, because you've been doing some stuff, been doing some traveling. We had you on Zoom earlier. Mm-hmm. You represent Canada, and you've been on the World Championship team.
Yep.
What other teams have you been on for Canada?
I was also on the 2019 Pan American team.
That's right.
Yeah, we won bronze medal.
That was a good year.
That was a good year.
So tell us about your trip. I know you were, when we Zoomed her, right?
Right, yeah.
She was not on the team at the time. She
No,
was an
I was an
alternate
alternate.
in England. So fill us in what happened. So you were on the show. You're going to go back. You're going to go to Blenheim. Am I
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
And that just all went away.
Yeah, right after the closing date, I think,
Right.
for Blenheim. Unfortunately, poor
I know,
Colleen's
she's
horse. I'm
poor
sorry.
Colleen, who's here.
I was just thinking this. This is
Colleen's
terrible,
horse.
actually.
Terrible.
It's okay. Colleen's a good girl. She knows that things happen and
I
that
know, but
alternates are there.
No, that's not what you want to happen. You
Yeah.
know, you want everybody to go. So
You do.
Anyway, so unfortunately, Colleen's horse couldn't go. So I got the call to go up, and it was only like a couple of weeks out from
Yeah,
the
so
Worlds.
how do you facilitate that in your head? And John, you probably can go into a little bit too. You're all set to go to Blenheim, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks before, you got to get to Spain.
Italy.
I mean, Italy. I don't know why I said Spain.
If you got to Spain, it was not going to go well.
It was definitely not.
Don't go to Spain. Go to
I
Italy.
wasn't gonna make it.
I'm in Spain right now.
A small problem.
So
So
tell
long
us,
hack to the ring.
what kind Okay,
I'm not going to make it for
I'm
8 a.m.
sorry,
dressage
it was
time.
Italy. How did you make those changes?
There was a lot of little panic trying to get things sorted, especially because my mare had been out of the country, out of the U.S. for more than 90 days. So there was a lot of veterinary stuff. If you take a mare out of the country for more than 90 days, you have to redo their CEM quarantine.
Really?
Yes.
Know that.
Yeah, no, don't take a mare out for more than 90 days. It's a lot more expensive. Yeah, I don't recommend it. And it took me, I actually didn't get her back to the farm until it was almost 6 weeks later. By the time she had to stay actually at Gillison's, the shipping place, she had to stay there for a couple weeks before they could actually fly her back here. But then she had to quarantine here, and then it was about 5 weeks then to when she got to Clayton's, and then another week after that before she got home.
Wait, so if you went, total sidetrack here.
Yeah.
If you went to Europe with a mare for the summer, and you knew you were going to be there,
You come back at 89 days.
you couldn't figure that out ahead of time?
Well, we knew she was going to have to probably re-quarantine and stuff like that. It actually just ended up being a lot more difficult than we
Seems very
thought it was
sexist
going
to
to be. I agree, right?
I didn't. You know what? I didn't realize if you take stallions, do you know they have to live cover?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like 2 mares or something like that. Mm-hmm.
What happens is something happens when they live cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's crazy. It's really
there were
crazy.
so many jokes that I didn't just make. So
Good
go
job.
ahead.
Well done. So actually, there was a lot of like replanning and like canceling, going to Blenheim and withdrawing from there and stuff, and then just reorganizing life, repacking, and getting ready to go to Italy.
Spain.
Not Spain. That would have had a whole nother.
Spain sounds nice.
I know, right? So you get there. You got all the travel arrangements. Does your husband join you, or was he there the whole time?
Yeah, he was not in England the whole time. He came for like the last kind of month that I was away.
And he knew to go to Italy.
He did. Yeah, we actually flew on the same plane to Italy. So different from the horses. The horses, they flew on their own plane. They flew with the British team horses.
So who's on your? There are 3 people on your team. It was.
Well, there was. I was the individual rider, so I wasn't actually on the team. So there's 4. Yeah. So there was Carl Slazak, Mike Winter, Holly Bennett, and Holly Jacks, and then I was the individual.
Gotcha.
What was Mike like?
He's hilarious.
Yeah. He's a funny dude. In like a really kind of miserable way, he makes you laugh all the time.
Yeah.
That's just because you know him so well.
I know.
Yeah. He might not like me saying this, but he
says
to me that he is a puker, like before cross country. And so then
I can see that.
He's going over the course with me, and he may or may not remember this, but he's going over the course with me, and one is 2, and I'm standing there like, and he's not far away from me, like, please don't throw up on me.
Did he end up getting through it?
He got through the whole course, but there was a lot of like, looked like he was.
That's awesome. I know he has ulcers as well, so that he needs
Equibrew.
He does. He needs Equibrew.
He needs the Voodoo Brew.
The Voodoo Brew.
Yeah, so I've renamed it.
Yeah, perfect.
It's magic.
Yeah, no, he's a funny guy.
Yeah. No, it was great. We had a great. He was great to be on the team with, and yeah.
So, Phil, take us through. I know we are going to take us through getting there, getting set up, and then the whole experience. I mean, can you do that in 3 minutes?
No, she's got 4.
But with you, I figure I better end early, because you start going.
No, we're good. Go. You got all the time. You got all the time in the world. I'm just gonna sit back and relax. Go.
So we took the horses with like 3 a.m. I was at Bill Levitt, so we took the horses about 3 a.m. to Laura Collett's place, and then all the horses got in the truck at Laura's and trucked to Stansted, I think. And then we all went our separate ways and met them in Italy. It took actually a long time for the horses to get cleared through. It's not customs, but whatever the horse veterinary stuff they have to go through. So they actually didn't get there until like after the barns were supposed to be closing and everything. So they all got there a bit late, and so we didn't get to ride them or anything. They pretty much got a little quick walk around, and then
So what day did they get in? How many days before the jog?
2 maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
It feels like a long time ago. My memory's not that great.
Right. I don't know.
2 days.
I feel think it was like 2 days, 3 days maybe, tops.
So, so to his point, that you get there, you have 2 days, but the jog is like one of the most nerve-wracking things to do. To me, at least.
Yeah, because it's kind of out of your control at that point.
Yeah, you can't do it. Do you like always like, oh my God, you know your horse is fine, but you're like, what are they going to see? What are they going to look at?
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
I had one time. This is the second jog.
He raised his hand, by the way.
I did raise my hand.
Just so you know, John
this is
raised
just
his
thinking of the jogs being nerve-wracking again because, we're trying to be entertaining. So I had one at Fair Hill one year, Sunday morning jog, winning. And
Which horse?
Lion King.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't show jump so good because, whatever. But I was winning at the time. And I go out. The horse was great. He was sound. I jog him down the jog strip. He slips off of the blacktop strip because he spooks, kicks himself in the side of the foot where he had a boot rub.
Oh my God.
And goes
crippled
lame. Crippled. And I'm like, ugh. So I walked. I turned him around the shrubberies. I kind of walk partway back. I pick up trot again, and he's like, just lame as can be. I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. So I pull him up, and I walk him back, and you can see the poor thing, like blood dripping out of his boot rub. And I was like, I cannot believe that just. And anyway, we went to the holding box. We dabbed at it. He was fine.
Fine.
5 minutes later, it was a boot rub. He jogged up like a rock star. But talk about nerve wracking.
Oh, that I would absolutely.
I about died.
Die.
Right there on the spot. I was like, and
it was
like Mike Winter before cross country.
And you were in first place.
Yeah.
On top of it.
Yeah.
Do you remember who was on the ground jury?
No, I don't. But I remember that everybody was like, everybody, you could just see they were like, I cannot believe that just happened.
Just goes to show you, those jog strips need to be built better.
It was not the jog strip's fault. At all.
Just jog a straight line.
Yeah, I just couldn't jog straight.
So it was non-eventful for your jog.
Yeah, no, our jog it all went pretty smoothly for all of us. That was really good. And because I was the individual, I think I got to kind of choose an approximate day I wanted to go. Like they gave us kind of a time frame, and so I chose to go at the end of the first day of dressage.
Right.
It was at the end of the first day of dressage or first thing in the morning on the second day. And I actually don't even remember what I scored.
You are the most competitive person I've ever met.
No, I don't think.
But it was
think
a decent score. Like a 32 maybe?
Yeah,
it was
I think
like around
32, 33.
Yeah, something like that.
So before you carry on, we're going to take a little moment and go to our sponsors.
I'm so proud of you.
And then we're going to come back and listen to John ask you more questions. And then we'll go for there. Thanks, everybody. We'll be right back.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Hi, my name's Leslie Law, and we are a proud supporter of Jump for Joy. We've been using their portable cross-country jumps now for about 10 to 15 years. We love these jumps because, as you can see, they're very easy to move. It would only take another person on the other side, and I could place this fence wherever I wanted to very easily.
Rick Wallace here, bringing you Equibrew, a live probiotic that is geared to help your horse's gut health. I'm a true believer in this Equibrew, and it really makes a difference in all of my horses. Equibrew is safe, non-toxic, and clean sport compliant for FEI and racing events. Equibrew is an intact fermentation product with very high numbers of beneficial microbes. Order at equibrew.com or 850-879-2649.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros, and we are still with Dana Cooke, and thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so where were we in the event? You had just done your dressage. You got a stellar 32 test.
Yeah, I think it was 32.
Ish.
Somewhere in there.
Mike Winter had almost vomited on you.
Yeah, well, that would have been after my dressage test when we
Yes.
were going over the cross country course.
We were
I'd
kinda
run
jumping
cross country.
Right.
Yep, and then he went over his course and was looking like he was going to throw up on me. Yeah,
Right.
it's good.
Right, awesome.
Yeah.
Walk us through the cross country, because I know the footing and stuff. There was a lot of talk about
Yeah.
the footing on the side of a mountain.
Yeah, you definitely. So you started out, you jumped the first fence, and then you pretty much were uphill for a solid minute. And there was one fence in there, so it was a steep hill. So it took a lot of them, I think, early on. Then you had a couple galloping fences, and then you had to go to the ski
The
slide.
What did you do? I don't recall what you did.
I had
there.
to run out.
Is
So I
that
jumped
where
the
you
first one.
First one?
At the second one. So I jumped the first one, and I really just needed to hold her in there a little bit more. I kind of trusted her that she was just going to go because she normally does. But
I don't know
but not,
what the problem was, Dana, because I was watching it on TV and it was only this big.
Yeah, it was so small.
I was like, why are they having trouble?
And
It's
the
like-
hill was like, it was pretty flat.
Yeah, it didn't
So
me,
everybody that can't see what John just did, he just put up his finger like I
it
don't
was
know.
like
A jump
3
was
inches
like
tall
3
on my
inches
TV
tall.
screen, and I
Yeah.
was like, what are these people struggling with?
know,
I can
I
jump
know.
3 inches.
And it was almost flat ground,
right.
So what was that? So that was early. That was early in the course.
Yeah, it was like fence 6, I think.
So in your head, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I was annoyed.
So then you did the.
So I did
alternate.
there's a quick little get a gel, fence at the bottom of the hill. So I just whipped around, did that, that's fine. Then we, made our way back up the hill, another hill, and we had a tough corner combination. And I went long there because I've got a little thing with left-handed brush corners with Mississippi. So I took the long route, and it was funny walking with Matt Ryan, who was our technical advisor for the games or the championships, and it was like a solid forced ride. You jumped the chevron, and then it was a solid forced ride to this corner, and I was like, I'm going to 5. And he's like, there's no 5 here. And I'm like, I promise you, I'm going in 5. Clayton set this up for me the other day, and every time I've done this, if I add 1 stride, she's fine. I'm like, if I can just get her there, it's fine. And so I went in 5, and I remember getting there and being like, come on.
Please
pick up your feet. And she jumped it super. And then after that, you went down to the coffin, another corner down there, and then you literally galloped along like this side hill for quite a while, and you went kind of zigzagged back and forth until you came to the water. And the water jump was late on course, it was fence 21, I think.
Wow.
Which normally you have a water kind of fence.
So there's just one water?
No, so you went through it twice.
Okay.
Don't think we had another one. No, you went through it twice. So you went through, there was a mound in the middle of the water. So you went through and up over a chevron, and then you went back down into the water and up, and there was a rail at the top of the hill. And then it was 3 or 4 strides down to this angled brush, kind of shouldery thing. And that's where I had my second run out. And I'm not quite sure all that went, because I thought I got her in there, but anyways, I didn't.
It happens.
It happens. And so I kind of whipped into the little circle. And then they had this open ditch, a massive open ditch in the middle of the field. There was nothing before it, nothing afterwards.
Just a ditch?
Yeah, but it was big.
Oh, I do recall that.
It was weird. There was a rail on the ground. And I remember feeling like we landed on the other side, you just barely landed on the ground.
And made it to the other side.
And then to chicaner, and then back to
Did
the
they
water
flag
again.
it?
Yeah. Yeah, you had to go over the ditch.
Right.
Yeah, there was no way
Interesting.
around it. But it was, you don't often really see just a big open ditch on
Well,
its own.
Quick side story. Chattahoochee, remember when they were doing the 4-star, I think we were both in it, when it had that over by the new house or the new barn that's there, they had the big ditch and it had this half thing over it.
Yeah.
And somebody knocked it out. I
The
can't
mem
remember.
rail thing.
Yeah, and it just knocked out. They couldn't put it back up. So then it was just a big, huge open ditch there.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen one that wasn't really planned but ended up being there.
I think I jumped it while it was still there.
I think you did. You went one before me. It was Bill Hoos.
I might have
think.
been
It
the
was
one that
Bill
knocked it
Hoos that took it out.
Sorry, Bill.
Go ahead. So large ditch to a chicaner.
Chicaner, and then you went back to the water. It was like a rail, like a bending 4 or 5. I went in the 5 again. And then my mare was tired. So I was just trying to kind of get her home. And there was remember we had these oxer combination. I'm like, all right, just 4 more fences, honey, just 4 more fences. And I'm like, no, we're going to go long. Got 5, sorry.
You're getting one extra
we're
effort.
going to do one extra one. And, because it wasn't worth, I was so close to home, it wasn't worth having a problem. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so she was tired, though, at the end of it. And there were actually quite a few tired horses at the end of that trek. It was, it was tough, that's for sure.
So you got done, and you're like, wow, I know you having...
I had 2 stops.
2 stops at different places, not the same place. I mean, still, you're at the World Championships, your first one.
Yeah.
You got done. You're individual, so you didn't have the pressure of the team on you.
Yeah.
So then you could sit there and go, we did it, right?
Yeah.
And then you got to get ready for the next day. So John, what do you think for you being done on cross country day, getting prepped for that next show jump day? What goes into that?
Well, you want to make sure your horse is sound, first of all, you want to make sure they're sound and that they are feeling as, energetic as possible and good as possible for the next day. So there was definitely lots of icing and walking and, we used the magnetic blankets and
Sure. Do you all do fluids? Did you do fluids?
Yep, we did fluids. Fluids and some, electrolyte stuff and all that sort of things. And then, so that was a long day.
And then you wake up and you go walk a Grand Prix show jump course.
Yeah.
That thing was huge.
Those double verticals towards the end, they were huge. And they was like a 6, you calculate going 6 or 7 down off this Oxford down to this double of verticals. They're not as adjustable the next day, after running cross country.
No,
like
funny
that.
Funny that. You're like, no, be quick and tidy. Whoa.
Yeah. So, my mare, she tried her heart out, but we had a few down and actually picked up a stop. I got there on a good 6.5.
Right.
But
I did that this last weekend.
Yeah. But then she got the rail all tangled in her legs, and so making the one stride it didn't happen.
Right.
But we came back around again, and she jumped it well, and then we finished.
Yeah, and Mississippi's, how old is she?
She is 13 this year.
So, for a 13-year-old to get,
she was 12 last year, so
12.
13 this year. So, and that's definitely the biggest track we've ever done.
And mileage under your belt.
Yeah.
It always makes them stronger and bigger and better.
So what's on the agenda for this year for you?
Well, I've got another mare that I'm hoping to take to Kentucky to the 4 short.
Right.
And then her
Which one's that?
That's Effie Glamour.
Ooh, Equibrew horse.
Equibrew, yeah. She got me on the Equibrew.
Just wanted to keep plugging that one.
Equibrew.
And then my Effie Quattro horse will do, so her and him will go to Bromont. She'll do the 4 long there. He'll do the 3 long.
I really like that horse.
Yeah, he's fancy.
He was at Maryland, right?
Yeah.
He's a cool horse.
Yeah, he's lovely. He makes life. If they could all be that, he just is a good horse. I was gonna say good human, but he's a good human. He's got a good
Probably
personality.
better than most
So
humans.
3 long, 4 long at Bromont.
Yeah.
With
And then
the hopes and sights on.
Pan Am's. So they're in Chile in October. So between the 2 of them and Mississippi will be back in gear by then and competing. So between the 3 of them, hopefully one of them gets to go. So
Awesome. Excellent.
So
Santiago, by the way. Right?
Yes.
That's
Yep.
right,
Yep.
What's the high performance team?
Yeah,
now?
let's talk about that.
Who's in charge?
Well, Rebecca has a tough question. You're putting me on the spot. No, Rebecca
go.
Howard is our chef to keep at the moment.
Okay.
And she's her and Emily Gilbert, I think is her last name. They've been doing a great job of kind of organizing us and setting up some training stuff and just kind of getting us all together and kind of they came around the other day and watched all our horses go and kind of see what we've got going. And
so with Rebecca as chef, is she like chef just taking on the manager role, or is she chef and she's doing some coaching and that as well?
I want to say she'll do a bit of both, honestly.
Okay.
We can't really afford a coach, so.
Well, yeah, no, I just know like Mark Phillips, his title was chef,
Yeah.
but he really was the coach, right?
Yeah.
And so I always find it interesting how different countries sort of make that happen.
Yeah.
Make names.
Yeah. So when we were at the Worlds, she definitely was helping on the flat and stuff like that. Like I know she helped Mike and Carl a little bit on the flat and stuff, and she was helpful, giving her,
So real quick, we're at Young Riders. I'm the coach, and my friend Brewster Walker is the chef to keep, right? So we go up to this kid, and I don't remember. I have no idea who the kid. Like I can't even visualize her face anymore. But I go up to her and I'm like, hey, this is Brewster. He's our chef. And she goes, I love food.
Perfect.
And I go, me too, but that's not what he does.
He's not making you
He's
dinner,
not
sorry.
cooking for you.
That's really. Did she laugh?
No, she was horrified, the poor kid, because she was like, 15.
Right.
And we're laughing. I want to say with her, but really kind of at her.
Poor thing. I hope you don't remember who you were.
I don't remember who I was at that time, so it's fine.
Well, so that's a big year. You have, the Pan Ams in Santiago, Chile is going to be really cool. And I know Canada's been going through a lot of rework, so hopefully everything's in place. And we're going to catch up with Colleen next and see what her thoughts are on everything.
Yeah, she's got some exciting things happening, so.
I know, it's exciting. Well, thanks a lot, John. We've had a great show so far, ending on 10 minutes again.
What has happened to you?
When I'm in the middle of my competition season, it's easy to get behind in my hydration or just feel exhausted. When that happens, I turn to Jumpstart IV Therapy. Jumpstart IV Therapy is a mobile therapy serving the state of Florida. Their team of healthcare professionals are there to help the equestrian athlete feel their best so they can perform their best. Their IV treatment of fluids, vitamins, minerals, and medicines will give you an exclusive advantage on and off your horse. Give them a call at 407-449-0532 or find them on the web at jumpstartivtherapy.com.
Jump for Joy fences are easy to move, lightweight, durable, and low maintenance. So we're out here on the cross country. We just finished over in the show jumping over the Jump for Joy fences. Had a great time schooling over them. They're really nice and easy to move, so we were able to adjust some things and really have the exact school that we needed thanks to the Jump for Joy fences. I love them. Order yours at jumpforjoyusa.com.
Hey, it's John here. I just want to let you guys know I got back from schooling at Magnolia Sands Farm here in Ocala, Florida. Their cross-country field is perfectly suited for a first outing on a young horse or schooling your upper-level horse. Magnolia Sands offers over 110 jumps ranging from starter to intermediate, plus multiple banks, ditches, and waters. They're constantly updating their courses and have even added new ditches and a starter ditch wall. Conveniently located in Northeast Ocala, Magnolia Sands has made it easy for riders and trainers with online waivers, Venmo, and PayPal, and even offer a golf cart for guests. MagnoliaSandsFarm.com. Dusty Rose Farm, a beautiful and newly renovated 25-acre farm, is offering long-term or seasonal rent, dry stalls, and layover. Located in Anthony, Florida, it's just 30 minutes to both Weck and Hits, 15 minutes to Majestic Oaks, 35 minutes to the Florida Horse Park. 38 stalls available for rent in 2 barns that have all the amenities. Large stalls with new mats and automatic waterers. Plenty of turnout, a half-mile irrigated track, 300 by 300 natural sand arena with a full jump course and dressage court. Loads of parking with 2 full RV hookups. Call or text for rates to book your stay in sunny and warm Ocala, Florida, 636-751-1200.
Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. And as we are continuing our Day of Canada.
The Day of Canada.
The Day of Canada. That sounds better than Canada Day, because that's
Sorry.
July 1st, right?
Correct.
Right, we are here with Colleen Loach. Yeah, it's like I know a Canadian. So,
welcome.
thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So, just gonna get right into it.
Uh-oh.
You just jumped around a Grand Prix.
I did.
I didn't know
yes,
this.
Yes.
I did.
I know this because I saw a picture of Goldie with his head in a feed bag.
Wow.
Yes.
That was pretty cool. So that was at Hits?
So I did one at Hits, and the most recent one was at Weck, and that was the biggest one I've done to date. It was 1.50 meters. It was huge.
And what day was that?
Last Sunday.
Awesome.
Well, not this past one, the one before.
How come I'm finding out about this like after it's
You mean
happened and you're
Saturday
not telling
at
me?
Weck?
No, it was Sunday morning
They
because
did-
it was
because
Hunter
of the
Week.
rain.
It was
Oh,
Hunter
Hunter
Week
Week, so they
in
did
the
the
main
Derby.
stadium. So we were in the main arena.
Right.
So we were in the Purple Stadium.
Yep.
And it was Sunday morning at 8 a.m., which was an odd time for a Grand Prix. But
Wow.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
It was great.
Yeah.
We had one down, but I can't complain.
One down in the Grand Prix. That's amazing.
Yeah. I had never jumped 1.50 meters before, neither had he, so can't complain.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So,
Let's get our accolades down for everybody.
yeah, okay, sorry, go ahead. You go, Rick.
No. I think, Colleen, tell us about, you've been on how many teams now for Canada?
My first one was Pan Am's in 2015, and I got to go to Rio in 2016, and then the World Championships that were in Tryon, and then the Pan Am's in Peru.
Where you smoked around.
Yeah,
We talked about that the
That
last
was
show.
first
That was on,
course.
was
Yeah.
that on Blue?
Corey Blue. Yeah. Good old
That's
Corey
when it
Blue.
was such an easy track, that first go.
He made it
I know
look
you were
easy.
like that. Weren't you first out and
That
you
was
went around
first
and everybody
out,
went,
yeah.
well, that
He
course.
made it look like a hunt around. He was
No,
so good.
that course isn't hard at all. It was
I
like,
know.
well, it was. They just did it really well.
Right.
He was such
That
a good
was
boy.
super. Well, great. And then, we just had Dana on, and I know bad luck must have hit you for the World Championships. It's unfortunate. Things happen.
Yeah.
So what happened there? How did you migrate through all that? And
So what I was doing.
It had to be disappointing.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
No.
it was, to say the least. It was extremely
Yeah.
disappointing.
So how did you get through that?
So it was the last event before we were supposed to go, and
Yeah.
he just broke up some scar tissue that he had. It was just
Right.
like a sprained ankle almost. Bad timing.
Yeah.
And so
And horses
I just
suck.
No, it's like, what? Yeah, it's your final outing. You're getting ready to go.
yeah.
This was Eagle
He was
Eye?
feeling great. No, this was
is
Vermont.
Vermont.
Yeah,
That's right.
Golden Eye.
Eagle Lion was
E-
Bruce Davidson.
No, Golden Eye.
He's
or-
saying Eagle Eye.
Eagle Eye. It was the conglomeration.
Eagle
That's
Eye.
not even a thing. It's not even
I know
a thing.
she's got an
It doesn't
eye
even
horse.
exist. I don't even think there's a horse named Eagle Eye.
She has a golden eagle eye.
No.
Right? What's
F.E.
his-
Golden Eye.
See?
This is
close
just.
enough.
I apologize,
James
Rick.
Bond.
He does this. He conglomerates people's names too.
Okay, Juan.
See,
Shush.
this is what I'm saying. It's just, okay.
Well,
anyway.
we made you feel better about your last outing before World Championships.
Yeah.
So what happened when you were there? That happened. How did you get back? What did you do? Did you go?
Not
home?
gonna lie, I was a little depressed for a while.
Yeah,
Like
you were
2
just
weeks?
there.
Did you immediately pack and go home? I mean, what did you
Well,
do?
I was 15 minutes from home. I was at Bromont.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
You were already home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually turned my focus to show jumping a bit with the other one, with Goldie.
And so
and
that's
did my first few Grand Prix with him. And
wow.
so
That's
trying to
impressive.
educate myself in that and gain some experience.
So you've done two
And
so
win
far.
some money.
Yeah, right.
Go figure.
Did you win some money? Have you
I
won
did.
money?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he's
So you're
he's
gonna
won
pay
quite
for
a few
drinks
of
after
the
the
Grand
show?
Prix in Canada that I did. Sure.
Yeah, sweet.
What did he say?
But it was Canadian dollars, so we're in
right.
the U.S.
All right, so not a lot of drinks.
So what's the plan for him?
So the current plan is I'm going to Pine Top next weekend.
Okay.
Run their first intermediate, both of them, Vermont and Golden Eye.
Right.
And then Terra Nova for short.
Yep.
And Kentucky for short. And then I'm not planning on doing along with Vermont. He's already qualified for the Pan Ams.
Well, don't run him again. You don't need to.
Yeah, so, and then Bromont for along with Goldie.
Very good. So I saw a younger horse that you were on last year when Lucinda was out helping Briggs at
Yeah,
Naked
her
Horse.
name is actually Canada Day because she was born on July 1st.
Sweet.
Canada
And we call her
Day.
Moose.
I knew we had you on for a reason. You call her Moose.
Yeah, because she kind of looked like a moose when she came out. She's a homebred. And she just did her first modified at
So
Ocala.
I really liked her. I saw you schooling with her, so that's
Yeah.
why I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I just knew I saw Moose,
Moose.
but
Yeah.
that's cool.
She's a great horse. Got a great mind. And
So what is the lineup look like for Santiago? Is it the same group of people? Who else? Who's on this list? Do you know?
as possibles to go for the
Possibles,
team.
yeah.
What we'd like you to do is name the team.
I'm not going to do that.
Do it right now.
Just name the people that
Name
could
the team.
go.
I'm going to go with Colleen and Dana.
Colleen
Yes.
and Dana.
Colleen
Right.
and Dana for
Mike's
sure.
not coming. He's not going to come over, so you just forget Mike.
I think Carl has a nice
Okay,
3-star
so
horse.
Colleen and
Jessica,
Dana and Mike.
That's
horse.
the hot Bobo, right?
Jessica
Phoenix?
Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know her.
Holly Jacks.
And Holly Jackson. There you go. All right, so it's Dana, Colleen,
What
Carl, Holly,
What
Jax.
about Holly Bennett? Is
She
Holly-
didn't, apparently, Colleen doesn't think she's going to make it. I don't know. I'm not putting words in her mouth. This is just what she said.
You interrupted me. I didn't finish my list.
Oh, right. Sorry. Go
Go
ahead.
with your list. Go.
And now I'm going to forget somebody and feel terrible.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm trying to help you through. So
But I
when
wouldn't
you,
have forgotten Holly Bennett because I was actually speaking about her this morning. She was next on my tongue to say.
and Jolly Bo, how old is she now?
I don't know if she would have a goal. I don't know if she's declared for the Pan Ams, what
Or
her plan
anything.
is, or
So
I don't
do
know.
any of y'all know who's declared, or no? You
I
just-
don't. No. I don't think there's a list. No, I don't. I do my thing. What's right for the horses, right for my
You
program,
just keep
and
you keep your line.
if I make the team, that's awesome. I love making teams, and if I don't,
you just
well,
keep going.
I'll do some more show jumping.
True that.
So when are you show jumping again?
Well, I'd like to do another Grand Prix, maybe sometime in March.
Will you let me know so I can come?
Yeah, well, let all of us know so we could come watch.
Sure.
I mean, I've got
he's actually pretty amazing. Like, it's
Yeah.
incredible how well he jumps.
I want to see it.
So much fun.
Yeah. So when you were at hits, what number hits were you at? We're on number 5 right now.
Yeah, I think it was 3.
See, I was there. I
Yes.
could have come and watched. My pony's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Not doing the Grand Prix. He's doing the 2.6 mediums.
Yeah, so that was.
But he's small, so that's like a Grand Prix.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
So at hits, how did you hits?
He was 7th. I had one down in the jump off, which was completely my fault.
So you made
I kind of went for a long one that we didn't quite get
so
to.
you made the jump off in the 7th because there's
Yeah.
probably, how many were in it? 35?
And in that one, yeah, somewhere around there. I don't recall. Sorry. The last
That's
one, there
really
were
cool.
45 at WEC, but I don't remember how many.
I really like that horse. Even though I call them all different names, I really like that
He's
one.
a sweetheart.
Eagle Eye.
Yeah.
Yes, Eagle Eye.
Golden Eye.
All right, Golden Eagle.
We're just going to do all kinds of different stuff. So then, and a point that she just made is that you educate your horses, you keep your head down, you do the things you want to do, right? And then if teams come up, that's great. If they don't,
Yeah.
whatever. So long forecast looking, you've got these 2 plus Moose. Do you have any others coming up?
Yes, a little bit younger. So
Are these any Peter's
yeah,
horses?
they're all ones
All
that Peter has
Peter
bred.
had bred?
Yeah, the younger ones that
Right.
I have. Yes. So there are 3 more that we have down here with us.
Okay.
Yes.
What's their ages?
2 of them coming 5 and 1 of them coming 4.
And are they all from his mares? And does he have a standing stallion or?
No. So actually, all the ones that we have currently down here are Jaguar males, and then we have a Riverman at home, and then 2 different mares. One of them is the King's Spirit, who was a mare that Sharon White rode, won the 4-star Broma 1 year way back, a little thoroughbred.
It's all terribly bred horses.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
other one is more of a jumper dressage bloodline, some other. So
Good.
So how many is that down
interesting.
here then?
6
Cool.
And how long are you staying down here?
through Kentucky. I'll go to Kentucky from here,
And then home
yes,
to Canada.
yes, way up
cold.
there.
Way up there.
But it won't be cold, then it'll be April. It'll just be cool.
Right.
It'll be the beginning of May, and it'll probably still be muddy, and you'll get some warm days and some cold days.
Right.
Right.
Hopefully no snow.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Could happen. For
I don't know.
Unlikely, but
But possible.
I'll just stay down longer if it's supposed to snow.
Perfect. Well, that's actually a great opportunity. Let's take a break,
Yep.
and then we'll come back and we'll continue on with Colleen.
Yay.
For a horse owner on the road, your trailer is essential. No one enjoys being stuck on the road. At Horse Trailer Pros, we repair, renovate, and maintain all makes and models of horse trailers. We work directly with your insurance company or manufacturer for warranty repairs and insurance claims. Our state-of-the-art facility provides quick turnaround and friendly customer service. Considering a living quarter conversion? We do those too. Find comfort on the road with Horse Trailer Pros. Call or text 352-804-2131. HorseTrailerPros.com.
Grant Showalter has over 15 years of equine bodywork and saddle fitting experience. His technique allows him to identify and alleviate tightness in muscles. He uses trigger point massage to release points of restriction. Grant has over a decade of experience fitting and adjusting a wide variety of saddles. His expertise in equine physiology, coupled with a thorough understanding of the importance of a properly fitted saddle, allows him to quickly identify and correct any balance issues. Grant can also adjust your saddle on site. Grant works on all of my competition horses, and I have noticed a significant improvement in their performance at competitions and their overall way of going. Grant's based in Ocala, Florida year-round, but regularly travels to the surrounding areas. For more information or to schedule an appointment, call 484-639-4454.
Rick Wallace here, bringing you Equibrew, a live probiotic that is geared to help your horse's gut health. I'm a true believer in this Equibrew, and it really makes a difference in all of my horses. Equibrew is safe, non-toxic, and clean sport compliant for FEI and racing events. Equibrew is an intact fermentation product with very high numbers of beneficial microbes. Order at equibrew.com or 850-879-2649. Welcome back to the John and Rick Show, brought to you by Horse Trailer Pros. We are still here with Colleen Loach. And Colleen, we've had the front story of everything that's been happening to you. I don't know, Joel was really good and said, let's learn about your backstory. I mean, how did you get into horses?
Well, my parents had horses when I was born, so I basically grew up on a horse.
You grew into it.
Mainly
right away.
Western riding, actually, when I was younger. Yeah, did all the Gymkhana stuff and the Western pleasure, English pleasure.
Right.
And then I started begging my mom for jumping lessons because I wanted to jump. My Shetland pony didn't really agree with me. Didn't quite work out.
That can be rough.
I'd end up somersaulting down her neck. And then she sent me eventually to a local place called Turtle Hill. It was near us. And
So where in Canada?
So in the eastern townships,
Okay.
east of Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you did a little Shetland pony, barrels and poles?
No. I started on the Shetland pony, and then I rode the quarter horses at
Oh, you did
Palousas.
that. Okay.
Yeah. No, she would barely canter.
She just kind of bopped along. So did you compete like in barrels? Did you do the rodeo?
Yeah, the local fairs
the local
and
fest, all the Gymkhana stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's how I started.
Me too.
And I was in South Dakota. You were in Wisconsin. We're almost like triplets.
Do you know that I used to serve the actor who played Luke Duke from Dukes of Hazzard? Every county fair, I would make him a fried egg sandwich.
Luke Duke,
Really?
the brunette.
Yeah, the dark hair guy. Yeah, basically, I'm a celebrity.
You're famous.
I just want to put that out there.
Ipso facto.
Well, I've rubbed Barbara Eden's feet,
That's impressive.
so go with that one.
That's better than
Go
throwing
with your
it.
Shetland
I
pony.
haven't done anything.
No. So the Shetland pony to the quarter horses, and then your mom's going to send you to Turtle
Hill. Yeah, it was a local riding
That's a kind of
school.
cool name.
Yeah, it was a cool place.
Yeah.
And they were getting into eventing, which is how I got introduced to eventing.
Right. How old were you?
When I first started riding there, I was probably like 7 or 8 when I went for my first lessons. But gradually over time, I spent more time there and started working there to work off my lessons. And,
Right.
and
Thing you got to do.
I was 14 when I got my first off the track thoroughbred dancer, whom you know well. Who
I still
got
have the autographed picture that you gave me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got extremely lucky with that horse. So he took me from novice up to old 3-star level, like
Very
current
cool.
4-star
Which is
level.
4-star.
Yeah, current 4-star level. So I got, just so lucky with him. He was a really cool horse. But he wouldn't, I'd have a run out if I didn't ride him properly. He
Right.
was,
He
taught
made-
me how
he
to
made it right.
He taught
He
me
made
how
it
to
right,
ride,
right.
yeah.
It
But
wasn't
he's
like a
amazing.
give me.
Yeah.
Like, here it is.
And then, so I was 14 when I got him. And then I think I was 16 or 17 and I first went to John and Jen.
Jen Hollings.
Yeah, John
that
and Jen
place.
Hollings.
Yeah,
you know,
that
those
place.
people.
Yeah.
Was a working
she's a
student.
Canadian, because
Yeah.
she's a Canadian.
I think I actually met them because we had Young Rider training camp at John's place.
That's right,
In Wisconsin.
When
Yeah.
it used to be Young Riders was at Lamplight. All the Canadians came
Yeah.
down to our place, and Peter Gray actually kind of got it all set up. And Peter was there, and Chelan was there, and they had this huge Canada camp. It was really
Yeah,
fun.
it was fun.
So did you have the same thoroughbred that when you went to camp
Yes.
down here?
Yeah.
So how did you transition from this cool 3-star, 4-star horse to your next horse?
Well, so I was a working student for a few years, mixing school and working student for them. And then eventually I wasn't quite done university and Peter offered me a job, Peter Barry.
All right.
And ever since then, Peter and Susan have been like amazing supporters.
And so then the horses started
really-
coming through them.
Yeah, and I would ride some of the horses that maybe Peter didn't get along with or, he wanted to sell
Right,
or whatever,
right.
and I'd get rides on them. And then eventually Corey Blue came along, and then he kind of wanted to sell him, so I was riding him in the meantime, but then we made the Pan Am team.
Right.
And so we kept him, and then they tried to sell him again, and he didn't sell, so we kept him and went to the Olympics, and we went to the WAG.
You just kept
So he
going with that
yeah,
one.
he
Just
wasn't
because he
meant
was
to leave.
around.
It's just because he was around. Because Peter used to ride, his horse was Long Island.
Yeah, his best horse was Kilroad and Abbott.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he
And
did
he
have,
He did, yes. That was,
He had
I thought you were
Long
thinking of
Island
that
not his
one.
best horse, his Long Island T was,
It was a very nice horse.
yeah, it was a nice horse that he used
but,
to ride.
yeah, and
And
not
then-
the bravest on cross
No, it
country.
wasn't, because
Yeah.
it didn't like open oxers at all with Peter. I do remember that one time, but then it went to
To Boyd.
To Boyd,
Yeah.
right. So then you've gotten Vermont. We've established that, and
So
Golden Eagle.
yes, Golden Eagle. Yeah.
FE Golden Eagle,
Yeah.
Golden Eye,
Who actually both came through Clayton
right?
because I was working with him for a while. I worked with Peter until 2016, and then after the Olympics, I went to work with Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be for longer, but then Peter had a stroke, so I went back to help him out.
Right.
But in the meantime, I had managed to purchase Goldeneye with the help of Amanda Bernhardt.
Oh, good.
And then I told Peter he needed to come look at this chestnut horse. That was really nice because he was looking for a horse and I couldn't afford another one. So he came and bought Monty in Vermont. And I was really lucky. I ended up with both of them to ride. They're amazing horses.
Yeah.
Incredibly lucky, yes.
That's very cool. So great story. So is your family still have horses?
My mom's last horse had to be put down last year. So, and then my first horse, Dancer, was only put down a couple of years ago. He retired until 33, 34.
Wow. What year were you at the Hollings?
That was such a special horse.
That sounds like
He was so cool.
So you got him off the track all the way up to 3-star.
Yeah.
I'm actually just learning that he was off the track. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, well, he was in a barn, like not directly off the track. He was in a polo barn.
It was across the street.
He was in a polo barn.
And I don't want to get yelled at by the thoroughbred people, but if you watched a movie, you wouldn't have said, "Oh, that's a thoroughbod." Like he moved great.
Wait, thoroughbreds can be really.
This is what I was worried about.
Okay, everybody, his PO Box 1352.
I love thoroughbreds. I'm just saying, he moved very warm blood.
Yeah.
He was fancy.
I understood what you're saying.
His hawks went up to his ears when he cantered.
And he a really good jumper.
He was quite a good jumper.
Yeah, and brave.
Yep.
He had all the ingredients.
He had all the things.
And didn't like just give it to you. You had to work for it.
Yeah.
Which made you a good rider.
It did, yeah.
So what was the biggest accolade with him? Just accomplishment.
I guess, yeah.
Completion.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think
Do
that far
do you know what accolade means?
She said, I know what you mean. It's just I got to remember back then.
I'm trying to remember.
It's a long time ago.
I think the year that we could have had our best result, he colicked at Young Riders. I remember we were training and everything was going really well leading up to it, and we got to Young Riders in Chicago and he colicked and had to go in for surgery.
Oh no.
But probably would have been, I did my first then 3-star, now 4-star at Foxhall with him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't remember where I ended up, but it was a good
experience. So do you remember when we made that trip, I had just gotten a new trailer. I got in that semi.
Oh, yeah, with the horns on it?
No. It was a semi. It was.
You got that semi
gray
thing?
one.
No, it was like I didn't have the semi.
No, that wasn't
big
with
stainless
her.
steel one.
No.
Oh God, I remember driving
That
that
wasn't
thing.
me.
I thought you were on that trailer, and it was like anxiety trying to get that thing down the road. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead. It's different story.
When we went there, you had the gray one.
Right, with the giant longhorns bolted to the front.
Yes.
Yep.
You had longhorns?
Yeah, no, it was great.
Front?
It was this big silver Ford F650, like a big medium duty size truck, and then it had like Boss Hogg's big horns.
Cattle
on the front
people,
of it.
you can call them up right now. P.O. Box.
No, whatever. I didn't kill the thing. I mean, I'm sure it was eaten and had a great life.
I always feel bad for, not to take away from Colleen's story here, but I always feel bad for those
me?
longhorns. No, her.
Oh, sorry.
When they're standing out and their Briggs always laughs at me because they look really uncomfortable.
Right.
But
I
they
think that's just the way they
were
stand.
perfectly fine in the front of your truck.
It was fine. He was real sleepy.
So Foxhall was a cool place. I never got to show at Foxhall.
It was a cool place, yeah.
And I know that Julie Richards' husband, and they were doing that then, and then unfortunately that went away.
Yeah, it was a cool event.
It was a cool event, I heard.
Had a good
Run as
party.
fast as you can on a flat piece of ground, run up a hill, and then 30 seconds from home, run directly down the hill. And you're
To
home.
a skinny.
Yeah, to a skinny.
To a skinny, sort of like at the World Championship.
It was actually very similar, except this one had
Yeah.
grass on the hill.
Yes.
Yeah, instead of just lava dirt.
Right. Yeah. Also, one other quick little thing, which
Yep. About
Colleen
hers
told
is
us
a
last
quick
time
story.
after I made her tell it, and so I'll have to make her admit to it again. One thing she left out of how she was like young and getting into the
Oh, I
sport
do
and
remember
everything.
this. Do you remember this, Colleen?
She was a telemarketer.
Oh, I thought he was going somewhere else.
Wait, where did you think I was going? Because now I'm interested.
I'm not going to bring it up. I thought you were going to the bareback story.
No, we've done that one.
That was the last show you did that, remember?
Yeah, no, she was a telemarketer. She would call you up and be like, hey, do you want to buy encyclopedias?
I'm
I had
sorry.
to do something.
So I bet half of the people watching this show have hung up on you.
Did we not talk about this last time
That's
too?
what I just said.
Okay. Because I remember saying that I even got marriage proposals when I was a telemarketer.
That's right.
That's right.
Oh.
Yes.
You could have done really good telemarketing then.
Yeah.
Right.
All you have to do is call them.
All you got to do is call. Hey, thanks for being on the show. the Canadians have represented.
Yes, Canadians were fun. That was great.
You even married to one, so you could go home and keep doing Canadians.
We have an awesome show for you guys today.
The greatest eventer of all time.
Good news for the sport.